Welcome to the Odds Breakers, number one place for shared, sharp betting information.
Welcome back to podcast 28 of 2019. I'm your host, Kiev O'Neill. You can tweet us at the Odds Breakers. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram / the Odds Breakers. Lots going on. Going to be a great weekend. We have the Belmont Stakes going on. We have UFC 238. And we have Cub Fan Danny back to break down some of the UFC. And we have Marco D'Angelo to break down the Belmont. Super excited about all of that. This episode is being brought to you by uwager.eu. If you'd like to place some bets on uwager for the horse races or for the sports, please visit uwager and use the promo code TheOddsBreakers for a 50% sign-up bonus. Terms and conditions apply. If you'd like to help us out and sponsor our podcast, we would love to help you out. Please visit theoddsbreakers.com, click shop, and become a member for $12.99 a month. You'll get my picks and premium picks before the line moves. For $2 more, you can have all that and become a patron subscriber. Get the podcast a little bit earlier. And if nothing else, please visit theoddsbreakers.com and become a free picks newsletter subscriber. You can also become a free member subscriber and get some free plays done from myself and done from other handicappers that give out free plays from the Odds Breakers. It's where you need to be during your sports seasons. We have a fully loaded show for you today. First, I break down a little bit more of NFL season win totals with the AFC North. Right after that, we have Marco D'Angelo, horse racing specialist from wagertalk.com, to break down the Belmont Stakes coming to you this Saturday. And then finally, we have Cub Fan Danny back to break down his plays for UFC 238. Can't wait to get all into that. But first, I want to discuss a little bit of news that happened over the weekend. Well, Illinois has legalized sports betting. They also legalized medical marijuana, kind of like a double whammy that happened over the weekend. I'll tell you right now, you gotta love those states that need tax money because they've gotten themselves so far into debt. They are much quicker to get on board and finally legalize sports betting, and just as other ways of getting money. As a matter of fact, the politicians in Illinois, they gave themselves big raises this weekend for their success. But sports betting, way overdue. It should be legalized, especially if you put it next to their lottery system, where the take is way more than what it is on a typical sports bet. So there you go. Congratulations, Illinois. Hopefully this will help you get out of debt, at least temporarily. In other news, the NCAA college three-pointer has been moved back to international basketball standards, which is about 16 inches farther than it currently is now. It was at 20 feet 9 inches, and it's going to 22 feet 1 3/4 inches. So, like I said, it's about a 16 or 17 inch difference there. It's pretty significant. And what it's going to do, it's going to open up the floor a little bit more. Players will still defend the perimeter, but there's going to be some more room to drive. It's probably going to be a little bit more of a big man's game. The shooters are definitely lost out here. So They will adjust. The NBA 3 is 22 feet in the corners, but 23 feet 9 inches in the outer areas. So the NBA is still a little bit farther, but this is definitely a significant step towards the international standards. So some huge news for college basketball there. Also, I believe another thing that passed is that the shot clock will reset to only 20 seconds after a rebound, an offensive rebound in college now, rather than going back to the typical 30-second shot clock that's been for the past few years. So that's what we have for our news updates. Want to remember to mention that if you are a handicapper and would like to contribute to the Odds Breakers, get paid for it, please contact us via the website, theoddsbreakers.com, or via Twitter at theoddsbreakers. We would love to have you. All right. Let's get right into some NFL season win totals, shall we? I believe we completed the NFC last week, over the last few weeks, and now it's time to get into the AFC. And there's no better division than starting with the Super Bowl division in the New England Patriots and the AFC East. This conference has been terrible for years, with the only exception of the New England Patriots. Okay? And the Patriots have benefited by feasting on the woes of the New York Jets, the Miami Dolphins, and the Buffalo Bills. Literally feasting off these teams. Okay? That's 6 W's. Sometimes 5. Most of the time it's 6 every single year for the Patriots. But, I kind of compare this division to the Eastern Conference in the NBA when LeBron was playing for the Heat and for the Cavs. Everybody sucked but them. I actually think this division did get a little bit better this year, but you'll see that on how we break it down. The AFC East plays the AFC North, which they benefit from playing the Bengals, I suppose, and the NFC East, which they benefit from playing the Giants and the Redskins. Now, you'd look at that as a little bit easy. They play the AFC North, Cleveland. They're supposed to be a lot better, but they're still Cleveland, Cincinnati, and the NFC East, not super top heavy. The Eagles were good. We'll see what they are this year, but the Giants and the Redskins. So, to be honest with you, the New England Patriots, according to a Vegas win total perspective, has the easiest schedule once again in all of NFL football. So the New England Patriots won 11 games regular season last year, and their Vegas win total is also 11. Okay? Their schedule, easy. Their at-large games are against the Texans and the Chiefs. Of course, that looks hard, but the fact that they get to play the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Buffalo Bills definitely made up for it. Their key losses this year: tight end Rob Gronkowski, huge. Defensive end Trey Flowers, it's pretty big. Offensive tackle Trent Brown, big. Defensive tackle Malcolm Butler. Wide receiver Chris Hogan. Defensive end Adrian Claiborne. Cordero Patterson, kick returner. Tight end Dwayne Allen. Cornerback Eric Rowe. And right tackle LaAdrian Waddell. Key additions: defensive end Michael Bennett. Defensive end Mike Pinnell. Tight end Matt Lacoste. wide receiver Maurice Harris, wide receiver Bruce Ellington, running back Brandon Bolden, and safety Terrence Brooks. Who they drafted: wide receiver N'Keal Harry, cornerback Juwan Williams, defensive end Chase Winovich, running back Damian Harris, offensive tackle Yadni Kajusti, and a couple other guys. They got Jared Stidham as a backup. They're going to try to make Stidham their next Garoppolo. We definitely saw, him play pretty well at Auburn and Baylor before that. So we'll see what happens with Stidham. But the Patriots, they have the easiest schedule here. And it's, like I said, mostly because they're in the AFC East. They lost a ton of production when I went over that. A ton. But that's kind of par for the course for them. And is Gronk really retired? Is he going to come back with half the season left when just doesn't want to go through OTAs and summer camps and practices and all that BS? Has Gronk earned that? Maybe so. I don't know what Belichick thinks of that. But it's hard to say no to a guy like Gronkowski if he wants to come back. I really think N'Keal Harry is an interesting pick. And before his poor performance at the Combine, he was slated as maybe the best wide receiver in the draft. And I think the Patriots kind of still think that. I do not look like them losing Trey Flowers, Trent Brown, and especially Gronk. But what the hell do I know? I don't. It's how can you fade the Patriots, right? Here's my number on the Patriots. They had 11 wins. Their Pythagorean was 11.34. I have 11.2. If you average that together, they were pretty injury-free last year for once, so I downgrade them a half game. They had an easy schedule last year. I downgrade them a full game, but they have an easy schedule again, so I give them back that full game. Their key losses, because of those big names, I take away 2 games for those losses. 2. But who they drafted and who they had in free agency, I give them back 1 game. So Vegas win totals at 11. My number is 10.2. So I lean to the under. But is that good enough to bet the under on this awesome Patriots team? I mean, literally, gun to the head, 11 wins. Which way are you going to go with this? That's right. You'd probably bet the over, but I'm not touching it. Who knows? Is Tom Brady finally old enough? Is Bill Belichick finally done? I doubt it, but definitely not something that I would recommend you betting on. If you haven't been betting on the Patriots over the years, or if you've been betting against the Patriots, what I should say, you've definitely lost some money. Number 2, the Miami Dolphins. They were second in the division last year. Their Vegas win total is only 5 wins. They won 7 games last year. Okay? 7. And their Vegas win total is 5. Their at-large games are against Indianapolis Colts and the Los Angeles Chargers. Brutal. Their key losses: Coach Adam Gase, quarterback Ryan Tannehill, right tackle Juwan James, defensive end Cameron Wake, Frank Gore, running back, Danny Amendola, receiver, and a few other guys. Josh Sitton, guard. He's kind of big. Key additions: Coach Brian Flores, quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, quarterback Josh Rosen, tight end Dwayne Allen, cornerback Eric Rowe, and tight end Clive Walford. Who they drafted: defensive tackle Christian Wilkins from Clemson, guard Michael Dieter from Wisconsin, linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel from Wisconsin, tackle Isaiah Prince, a few other guys. I got to tell you, man, I am not sure that there is a worse organization in the NFL than the Miami Dolphins. Hold my beer, Cleveland. it's not you anymore.